Hey folks, Jay here. Today we're going to talk about independence on the homestead here. That's going to cover a few different things. I'm just going to kind of ramble a little bit. I got a few thoughts on my mind that I wanted to share, but before I get into it, some of you guys skip through, leave me a comment below with what you're working on, what your plans are, what you're doing on your property, whether it's firewood, whether it's gardening, whether it's building a garage, a shop. I want to hear what you're working on now. I love to hear what you guys are doing and what you're into. So leave me that comment below. And without further ado, folks, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about, I had to buy oil today. We're going to talk about wood heat and independence. We're going to talk about garden and all around self-sustainability. So we're going to talk about a few things. So let's get right into it. I just wanted to step out here and make a quick video. This morning we woke up and we had no hot water. We ran out of oil. For those of you who know, we run the central boiler CL6048 outdoor wood boiler. Let me show you that real quick. So this is our unit here. Most of you are very familiar with it. This is a central boiler CL6048. This is an outdoor wood boiler where basically you get a large fire going inside, heats up about a 400 gallon jacket of water, and pumps water into the house via these two push and pull or supply and return lines. Today's video is not necessarily about this machine, but I wanted to talk today about, I paid $600 today for 100 gallons of oil. So let's get into it. So today I got a text from my wife, said there was no hot water this morning, went down to the tank completely empty. Those of you who may know, I just showed you we have the outdoor unit there. That supplies our heat for the house and hot water and a floor grid for our wintertime. We run that about 6 months out of the year, and then for the summer duration we have oil. And now the same oil that heats our hot water during the summer is our oil emergency backup in case that burns out. It backfeeds this. I've gone over this in numerous videos, but it's interesting. Today it cost us $600 to put 100 gallons of oil in our tank, which should hopefully last us the duration of the summer before we fire that machine up back in the fall. But it just made me think, I could have bought 6 cords of wood for $600. Now 6 cords of wood would have been plenty of wood to run that machine technically all summer, just running hot water. If that only had to supply heat to the hot water tank, I don't know how often that would kick on during the day. Probably minimal times. It cycles on and off. So it made me think today. We obviously did the oil because, again, there's time and energy involved in running that machine, and I just can't bring myself to run it 24/7 365. There are a few people on my channel, Shane, that run theirs. I think Shane, Dan, and there's one more, Steve. I think you guys run yours either year round or like 10 months out of the year. So props to you guys for doing that, because I don't have the strength or willpower to run it. But $600 for oil, it kind of brings me to my main point here. This is kind of a mixed bag video of just being energy independent. Now, as you can see behind us, we have firewood. We sell firewood. We have our we have our water storage tank there for our garden, which we've been working on. So the purpose of this video is just kind of talk about like energy independence and I guess freedom, if you will. For some reason I said I got to make a video. I could have bought 6 cords of firewood. You guys remember the boiler firewood? Let me show you real quick. For $600 I could have bought another, basically almost 2 sheds worth of that split boiler wood with the excavator. But instead I bought 100 gallons of oil at $6 a gallon. So I could have bought another 6 cords of wood for the equivalent money, but obviously we had to have the oil. So I guess the point of this video is, I guess if you are not trying to be a little bit more self-sufficient, I honestly think now is the time to do it. I went and got my propane tanks filled for the grill at the stove shop. The same gentleman, Bruce, who actually installed this unit before we even got here, and he said he has been selling outdoor wood boiler units and wood fireplaces out the wazoo. He's got 3 up front that are ready to be brought and installed all over New Hampshire. He goes in Maine. I don't know about Mass, but he goes over New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine and installs them pretty much anywhere. He rents an excavator. He has a subcontractor to do all the trench work. But he said he has been installing these units left and right because people are tired of paying $6 a gallon for heating oil, and they are starting to go more renewable and real renewable energy like firewood. So I think now is a good time to, now again, this video isn't, you know, go buy yourself an outdoor wood boiler, but offset your costs somehow. Either if you can do firewood, I think that'd be great. If you can start growing some of your own food, I think that's a great offset. If you can get chickens, that's another good offset. I'm slowly learning here on the homestead, and it started with the firewood. Now we're working ourselves into the garden. I want to be within probably the next, in the next 4 years, I want to be energy independent year round, because we just paid $600 for oil for the summer, and I'm not a fan of that. So I got to figure out the summertime situation, whether to go maybe a solar water heater or something like that. But I want to offset, I want to do a huge reconstruction here of the wood yard and do more garden space. I want to be food independent. We're already heat independent in the wintertime, like 100%. We don't use any oil during the duration of the winter, and I'm proud of that. So that box is checked. I want to offset more with, like I said, with vegetables, more food, a bigger garden. Next year, I want to triple this. We're still digging our in-ground garden, which you saw, I think about 3 or 4 days ago, but we've had thing after thing. But I want to have another dozen raised beds by next year. Yeah, I said 12. I want to have another 12 raised beds, and I want to do a second in-ground garden. Because once I get all my firewood in, I have room here for the raised beds, which we can also move with the tractor. So it's kind of a win-win. Raised beds, you can't really go wrong with that. So again, the purpose of this video is just, I think now is the time to start being more energy independent, more food independent. Find something, focus on, I guess, one thing at a time. If you can offset your energy costs, focus on that for a year, and maybe, you know, try to grow your garden some more. You know, gardens need sunlight. Maybe you can clear an acre of land that you have. You can use the wood for firewood, or you could sell the wood for firewood, or sell the timber off the land, rent yourself an excavator, and dig yourself a garden or whatever. So I think now is a good time, and I just want to make a little bit of a check-in video. Let me know below in the comments what you guys are doing to take steps to be more energy independent, more food independent. I honestly think I'm not one of those doomsday preppers types. I get that question all the time. Are you a prepper? You know, blah, 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 blah. But I think you should make sure all your freedom dispensers are oiled up and zeroed. I think you should focus on what you can control. I've had a huge swing here. I don't watch the news. I don't watch the mainstream media, either left or right. I focus on what I control right in front of me. Yes, I do keep an ear bent, but a lot of it's just distracting you from what's actually really going on, who's actually in charge. And I don't want to get into the whole conspiracy of it and whatnot, because I know a lot of people get bent out of shape. But there's no reason why you can't start. And I think you should start now. I'm playing catch up, and my whole independence around here started with the wood about 6 years ago. I was like, wow, okay, we heat with wood. That does everything. That's pretty sweet. And then I'm like, oh, I want to try a garden. So we got the raised beds. Now we're digging a hole, and I want to clear an actual acre and put fruit trees out there, perennial vegetables like asparagus. I want to do a huge corn patch, things like that. So I have a lot in the works here. Things have been crazy busy that have been pulling me in the other direction, which is kind of annoying because I want to focus on, you know, my independence in food and whatnot. But I just wanted to make this quick little video. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing to be more independent, because I think you can control. You're not going to change what happens in DC. You're not going to change what happens in any of these areas, all these BS laws and stuff like that. So I think now is the time to just be a little bit more self-sufficient. I think the writing's on the wall. They've kind of thrown their cards out, if you will, with what they're trying to do and these agendas and whatnot. I'm actually going to the GUN store tomorrow to pick up another Freedom rifle, which I'll share with you. Maybe not. YouTube's a little scared of GUNS, so I don't know if I'll share any of that. But I know I'm going there tomorrow and picking up a couple more things, just because I see the writing on the wall and they're trying to change the laws here for us law-abiding citizens to protect our family. So yeah, not to ramble, I just wanted to make a talking video. We do have some good content coming up. We have some dirt coming in. We're gonna work on our trail system here. I'm gonna show you that acre of land that I want to clear and whatnot. But I just kind of want to make this video to stop, to check in, see where you're at with independence, what you're working on. Leave me a comment below with what you're working on, what you want to do. Let me know what your 5-year goal is. Where do you want to see your house or home or whatnot be in 5 years? And it could just even be so simple as, I'm going to be out of debt in 5 years, or I'm going to get a new job within 5 years. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, I need to dig a hole now, or I need to buy a wood stove or a fireplace or a boiler. Just take steps to be more independent now is, I guess, my message here. So I just want to share with you that I'm going to run. I'm going to hang out with my son for a little bit before I have to go to work. But I just thought this would be pertinent information. I wanted to do a quick little check-in, see how everybody was doing. But yeah, again, like I said, I know I've said it before and I'm rambling. Leave me a comment below with what steps you're taking to be more independent and provide for your family and whatnot, because I'm right there with you. And I love having your support, and I will share everything I do here as far as learning curve. So yeah, needless to say, folks, that's all I got for you today. We'll have more videos coming up. Dad will be here tomorrow, so we'll be filming some stuff. Excuse me, Wednesday. Dad will be here Wednesday. It is Monday now. And yeah, we'll have more content coming up. I appreciate you guys being patient. And yeah, God bless. Stay safe. Get your affairs in order. And yeah, keep watching my videos. Keep leaving me comments and thumbs up. And yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Sorry to ramble. I appreciate it. God bless. Stay safe. And like I always say, we will see you guys out in the woods. Before we go, guys, I'd figure I'd give you a quick update on our garden here. These are our onion sprouts, which look really good. We just watered everything. We have about a 6-inch sprout. We thinned them out to about 3 inches. These are our carrots, which are coming in really, really nice. Take a good gander at those. Those are looking great. This is our cherry tomato plant, which is absolutely going ballistic here. We have a whole bundle of cherries there. We have another 6 here. We finished our wire cages here. I still got to put the tops on, but for the most part, we have these 2 yellow pepper plants are kind of stalling. I'm not sure what's up with those, but let's go show you this pepper plant over here. We finished our in-ground bed. This is about 2 feet, 2.5 feet deep. We're going to bring in organic material, and we're going to plant corn here, hopefully, if I get to it within the next week. But we're going to plant corn in there, and next year we'll do maybe corn again, but I'll probably do a second in-ground garden, but I'm putting the cart before the horse here. But let's look at this pepper here. This thing is beautiful. See that sucker right there? Green pepper coming in there. Green pepper coming in right there, my fingers. So finished all the cages. Not bad at all. This is my tomato plant. This thing's going ballistic too. No sprouts just yet, but it's getting there. It's quite leafy. I'm sure things will start showing up hopefully soon. We trim those leaves at the bottom, which I talked about a few videos back. So yeah, just want to give you an update too on the garden. A little bit of a mixed bag video. So appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think. Like I always say, we'll see you out in the woods.